I know you do not want to hear this right now. I know exactly where you are sitting. I know what that room looks like. I know the phone is face down on the bed or the table right next to you. And I know your chest feels like there is a parked car sitting right on top of it. You are sitting there right now, and you are asking yourself how you ended up here again. You are asking yourself why it hurts so bad. You are asking yourself what you did wrong to deserve this kind of ache. You have been staring at the ceiling for hours. You have been going back and forth in your mind, playing out every single conversation, every single text message, every single look, trying to find the exact moment where it broke. You are dissecting it like a surgeon trying to find the disease, but you are looking in all the wrong places. You are driving yourself crazy trying to figure out how to fix something that you did not break. I need you to take a deep breath right now. I need you to wipe your face. I need you to sit up straight, and I need you to look right into this camera and listen to every single word I am about to say to you. This pain that you are feeling right now, this agony that is making you feel like you cannot even take another step, this has a purpose. I know you do not believe that right now. I know when somebody tells you that everything happens for a reason, you want to reach through the screen and slap them in the face because they do not understand how much it burns. But I am not here to give you a cute little quote to put on a poster. I am here to give you the raw, unfiltered truth, because the truth is the only thing that is going to pull you out of this bed. You have to understand something about the pain. Pain is not a punishment. We grow up thinking that if we do the right things, if we love hard enough, if we give enough of our time, our money, our body, our soul, then we are exempt from getting our hearts broken. We walk around with this invisible ledger. I did this for you. I gave up that for you. I bent over backwards for you. So you owe me loyalty. You owe me respect. You owe me forever. And then when they walk out the door, when they lie to your face, when they choose somebody else, when they just stop trying, that ledger gets ripped up in your face and it feels like the biggest injustice in the history of the world. You feel robbed. You feel like you put in all the work and somebody else walked away with the reward. But let me tell you something about the universe, about God, about whatever it is you believe in that is bigger than yourself. The universe does not operate on your timeline, and it does not operate on your understanding of fairness. Sometimes the thing that feels like the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to you is actually the exact thing that was required to save your life. You just cannot see it yet because your vision is clouded by tears and ego and attachment. Let us talk about that attachment for a minute. Let us get real honest about what is actually hurting right now, because a lot of you are confusing love with addiction. You are sitting there mourning the loss of a person who was actively disrespecting you. You are crying over somebody who made you feel small. You are losing sleep over somebody who did not lose one single minute of sleep over you, and you are calling that love. That is not love, that is withdrawal. You are going through withdrawal from a habit. You got used to their voice. You got used to their smell. You got used to the routine of having them around, even if the routine was toxic, even if the routine was arguing every night, even if the routine was you bending yourself into a pretzel to keep them happy while they gave you the bare minimum in return. You got used to it, and now that it is gone, your body is reacting like it has lost a limb. Your brain is screaming at you that you need to fix it. Your brain is telling you to call them. Your brain is telling you to send that long paragraph explaining how much you love them and how you can change. Your brain is lying to you. That is your addiction talking, not your dignity. You have to start asking yourself some hard questions right now. Why are you so desperate to keep somebody who does not want to stay? Why does yourself, self-worth rely on the presence of someone who takes you for granted? We have got to stop putting our value in the hands of people who do not have the capacity to appreciate it. You are a premium person. You have a good heart. You are loyal. You are giving. You are honest. But you keep handing those qualities over to people who treat them like they are cheap. You keep giving 5-star treatment to people who are only bringing a 1-star effort. And then when they leave, you act like you lost a diamond. You did not lose a diamond. You lost a rock that you polished so much in your own mind that it started to shine. You have got to stop doing the work for them. You have got to stop making excuses for people who do not even have the decency to be honest with you. Think about how many times you sat up at night waiting for a text back. Think about how many times you defended them to your friends. Think about how many times you swallowed your own feelings just to keep the peace. Think about how many times you knew in your gut that something was wrong, that something was off, but you talked yourself out of it because you were so afraid of being alone. You were so afraid of starting over that you chose to stay in a situation that was slowly killing your spirit. And now that the situation has ended, you are acting like it is a tragedy. The tragedy was not them leaving. The tragedy was you staying longer than you should have. The tragedy was you giving away pieces of yourself to a person who did not even have the courtesy to put them on a shelf. They just dropped them on the floor and walked over them. And you are sitting there trying to glue those pieces back together for a person who does not even care that they broke them. This is where the purpose of the pain starts to kick in. You see, the pain is the alarm clock. It is the loudest, most obnoxious alarm clock you have ever heard in your life, and it is going off because you have been sleepwalking through your own life. You have been moving through your days on autopilot. You have been accepting things that you know you do not deserve because it was comfortable, because it was familiar, because the devil you know feels safer than the devil you do not know. But comfort and growth do not live in the same house. You cannot evolve in an environment that does not challenge you to respect yourself. And sometimes the universe has to strip you of everything you are holding onto so that you are forced to hold onto yourself. That is what this is. This is a stripping away. This is a reset. I want you to think about a time when you were a kid and you fell off your bike or you scraped your knee really bad. It hurt like crazy. You cried. You thought you were going to die. But what happened? A scab formed. And that scab was ugly. It was hard. It was itchy. It was uncomfortable. You wanted to pick at it. You wanted to pick at it because the healing process is annoying. It is frustrating. It does not feel good. But underneath that scab, your body was doing miraculous work. It was rebuilding skin that was stronger than the skin that was there before. And if you pick at that scab, if you keep picking at it, you bleed again and the healing process has to start all over. That is exactly what you are doing right now. You keep picking at the scab. You keep going to their social media. You keep asking your friends if they have heard anything. You keep rereading the old text messages. You keep picking at the wound and then wondering why it will not stop bleeding. You have to leave the scab alone. You have to let the ugly part of the healing happen without interfering with it. Let me tell you something about the person who did this to you. I need you to hear this, and I need you to let it sink deep down into your bones. They did not break you because you were weak. They broke you because you gave them the hammer. You handed them the power to destroy you, and you said, "Please be careful with this." And they were not careful. But that does not mean you are fragile. It means you are trusting. It means you have a good heart. And having a good heart is not a weakness. It is a superpower, but a superpower without boundaries is a liability. You have got to learn how to take that big, beautiful, loving heart of yours and put a gate around it. Not a wall. A wall keeps everybody out. A gate lets people in, but you get to decide who gets the key. You gave the key to the wrong person. That is on you. But guess what? You can change the locks. You can take the key back. You can stand at the gate now and say, "You do not get access to this anymore. You lost your privileges. You disrespected the property. Get off my lawn." That is what this pain is teaching you. It is teaching you how to guard your own property. It is teaching you how to be the bouncer of your own life. You have been walking around letting anybody and everybody into the VIP section of your soul. People who lied to you, people who manipulated you, people who only called you when they wanted something, people who made you feel like you were an option instead of a priority. You let them all into the VIP section, and you wonder why the place is trashed. The pain is the cleanup crew. The pain is what happens when you finally say enough is enough and you start throwing the trash out. It is going to stink for a while. Cleaning up a mess is never fun, but you cannot have a beautiful party in a dirty room. You have to go through the discomfort of the cleanup to get to the joy of the celebration. And let me tell you, the celebration that is coming for you is going to be unlike anything you have ever experienced. But you have to do the work first. You cannot skip the cleanup. I want to talk directly to the person who keeps saying to themselves, "But I loved them so much." I hear you. I know you loved them. But loving someone is not a guarantee that they are going to stay. Loving someone is not a contract that binds them to you forever. Love is an action, but it is an action that has to be reciprocated. You can love somebody with every fiber of your being, but if they do not love themselves, if they are broken, if they are chaotic, if they are not ready for the kind of love you are bringing, your love is not going to fix them. You cannot love a broken person into being whole. You cannot cook a meal for somebody who does not have an appetite. You have to stop using your love as a tool to try and fix people. Your love is a gift. It is a prize. It is not a band-aid for damaged people. And the fact that they could not receive your gift does not mean the gift was defective. It means the receiver was incapable. There is a massive difference. You have been carrying around the shame of a failed relationship like it is your backpack to bear. Take it off. You loved the best way you knew how. You gave what you could. If they could not accept it, that is a reflection of their internal deficit, not your inadequacy. Now let us get into the real nitty-gritty. Let us talk about the future, because right now your brain is tricking you into thinking that this is it. Your brain is telling you that you are never going to find anybody else. Your brain is telling you that you had your one shot at happiness and you blew it. Your brain is telling you that you are going to grow old alone and die in a house full of cats. Let me shut that down right now. That is the fear talking. That is the withdrawal talking. That is the most ridiculous lie you have ever believed. Do you know how many people are on this earth? Do you know how many people are walking around right this very second feeling the exact same way you feel, wanting the exact same thing you want, ready to give the exact same kind of loyalty you are capable of giving millions? But you will never meet them if you are still standing at the bus stop crying over a bus that already left. You have to stop staring at the back of the bus and look down the street. There is another one coming, but you have to be ready to get on it. You cannot get on the next bus if your hands are full of baggage from the last one. You have to drop the bags. You have to drop the resentment. You have to drop the what-ifs. You have to drop the if-onlys. Those bags are heavy and they are slowing you down. The purpose of this pain is to prepare you for what is next. You see, when you go through a heartbreak like this, it changes you, it alters your DNA, it strips away the naivety. It burns away the people. pleasing. It forces you to look in the mirror and deal with the parts of yourself that you have been avoiding. Maybe you have a tendency to abandon yourself when you get into a relationship. Maybe you stop hanging out with your friends. Maybe you stop working on your goals. Maybe you make your entire world revolve around this one person. The pain is there to show you that making a human being your entire world is a dangerous game, because human beings are flawed. They make mistakes. They leave. They change their minds. If your world is built on a person, and that person leaves, your world collapses. But if your world is built on your purpose, on your relationship with your Creator, on your own personal growth, on your own peace of mind, and you just allow a person to share that world with you, then if they leave, your world is still standing. You are still standing. The pain is teaching you how to build a foundation that cannot be shaken by the actions of another person. That is a lesson you could not learn from a book. You had to feel it. You had to live it. You had to have your heart pulled out of your chest to realize that you were putting it in the wrong place. I want you to think about the person you were before you met them. Think about the dreams you had. Think about the fire you had in your belly. Think about the things you used to do for fun before you started compromising your own happiness to keep them comfortable. Where did that person go? You sacrificed yourself on the altar of a relationship. You shrunk yourself down to fit into their life. You stopped being the main character in your own movie and became a supporting actor in theirs. And for what? For a text back, for a couple of hours of their attention on a Saturday night. You sold yourself way too cheap. You compromised your standards for a feeling. And now that the feeling is gone, you are left with nothing. But the pain is there to remind you that you still have you. The pain is there to wake up the person you used to be before you got so distracted by love. That person is still in there. They are just buried under a pile of grief and disappointment. You have to start digging them out. You start digging by getting up in the morning and doing the things you do not feel like doing. You start digging by making your bed. You start digging by going to the gym. You start digging by eating a real meal instead of skipping breakfast because your stomach is in knots. You start digging by showing up to work and giving your best effort, even though your mind is a million miles away. You start digging by looking in the mirror and telling yourself out loud that you are going to be okay. You might not believe it when you say it. Your voice might crack. You might cry while you are saying it. Say it anyway. You have to start speaking life into yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to become your own cheerleader. You have to become your own protector. You have to become your own best friend. Because the way you have been treating yourself lately, letting yourself lay in that bed, letting yourself stare at that phone, letting yourself binge eat or drink or whatever it is you are doing to numb the feeling, that is not how a friend treats a friend. You are abusing yourself over somebody who did not even value you. Does that make any sense to you? You are beating yourself up because somebody else did not know your worth. That is like throwing a pearl in the mud and then getting mad at the pearl because it got dirty. The pearl is still a pearl. You are still valuable. You just have to wash the mud off and put yourself back in the right setting. Let me talk to the person who is holding on to hope right now. The person who thinks they are coming back. The person who says, we are just on a break. The person who says, they are just confused right now. They will figure it out. The person who is leaving the door, unlocked just in case they decide to turn around and walk back through it. Listen to me very carefully. Lock the door, deadbolt it, put a chair under the handle, stop leaving the door open for somebody who walked out of it willingly. When you leave the door open, you are telling the universe that you are waiting. And as long as you are waiting, you are stagnant. You are not moving forward. You are standing in the hallway of your own life, looking at a door that is never going to open again. You have to turn around, you have to walk down the hall, you have to see what else is in the house. There are rooms you have not even explored yet. There are blessings in your life that you are completely ignoring because you are so fixated on that one closed door. I need you to understand what it means when someone walks away from you. It means they have reached their capacity. It means they have shown you who they are. And when somebody shows you who they are, you have to be brave enough to believe them the first time. Do not make them show you twice. Do not make them show you 3 times. Do not make them show you 10 times. We do this crazy thing where we look at a person's actions, and then we invent a whole different narrative in our heads. They ignore me for 3 days, but they are probably just really busy. They lied to me about where they were, but they were probably just scared I would overreact. They told me they do not want a relationship, but they probably just have attachment issues, and if I love them hard enough, they will change. Stop it. Stop giving people an alibi for their bad behavior. You are not their defense attorney. You are the judge. And as the judge, you need to look at the evidence and make a ruling. The evidence says they do not value you. The evidence says they are not willing to put in the effort. The evidence says they are okay with hurting you. Case closed. Move on to the next docket. Do not sit there deliberating for 6 months over a case that is open and shut. This pain you are feeling is the transition from naivety to wisdom. Naivety says, I can fix them. Wisdom says, I cannot fix them, and it is not my job to try. Naivety says, if I just love them a little harder, they will change. Wisdom says, love does not change people who do not want to change for themselves. Naivety says, they are my soulmate. We are meant to be together. Wisdom says, a soulmate does not treat you like you are disposable. You are graduating right now. You are getting a PhD in self-respect, and the tuition for that degree is expensive. It costs you your peace for a while. It costs you some tears. It costs you some sleepless nights. But once you earn that degree, nobody can ever take it from you. Nobody will ever be able to pull the wool over your eyes again. You will never again accept the crumbs when you know you deserve the whole loaf. You will never again sit across the table from somebody who is looking at their phone while you are pouring your heart out. You will never again make excuses for someone who consistently fails to show up for you. That is what this pain is buying you. It is buying you your freedom. It is buying you your dignity. It is buying you your future. You have to start redefining this moment in your life. Stop calling it a breakdown. Start calling it a breakthrough. Stop calling it a failure. Start calling it a lesson. Stop calling it the end. Start calling it the beginning. Because I promise you, the person you are going to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, is going to look back at this exact moment and say thank you. They are going to look back at the tears on that pillow and say thank you. They are going to look back at the deleted text messages and say thank you. They are going to look back at the blocked number and say thank you. Because that was the moment that changed everything. That was the moment you stopped accepting less. That was the moment you drew a line in the sand and said no more. That was the moment you decided that your peace of mind was more important than having a plus, one to a party. That was the moment you chose yourself. And choosing yourself is going to feel really weird at first. It is going to feel selfish. You are going to feel guilty for not answering their calls if they reach out. You are going to feel guilty for not checking up on them. You are going to feel guilty for putting your own needs first. Get over it. You have been feeling guilty for things that are not your fault for years. You have been carrying the emotional weight of a relationship all by yourself for years. It is time to put the weight down. It is time to stretch your arms out and breathe. It is time to remember what it feels like to live for you. When was the last time you did something just because it made you happy, not because it made them happy, not because it kept the peace, just because it brought a smile to your own face? You have been so busy pouring from an empty cup that you have completely forgotten what it feels like to be full. You have to start filling your own cup. You have to start taking yourself on dates. You have to start investing in your own hobbies. You have to start reading the books you bought but never opened. You have to start taking the trips you talked about but never took because they did not want to go. Do not wait for somebody else to give you the life you want. That is the biggest trap we fall into. We sit around waiting for a partner so we can finally go to that restaurant. We wait for a partner so we can finally take that vacation. We wait for a partner so we can finally feel safe. Stop waiting. Go to the restaurant by yourself. Take the vacation with your friends. Build your own safety. When you build your own happiness, you become a magnet for better things. You start operating on a completely different frequency. Right now, your frequency is desperation. Right now, your frequency is lack. Right now, your frequency is fear. And the universe just matches whatever frequency you are putting out. You are putting out fear, and you are wondering why everything feels so scary. You have to shift the frequency. You shift it by taking action. You shift it by getting up and living your life regardless of who is watching. You shift it by walking into a room with your head held high, not because you have somebody on your arm, but because you know who you are. I want you to think about a tree. In the fall, the tree loses all its leaves. It looks bare. It looks dead. It looks like it has given up, but the tree is not dead. The tree is just going through a season. The tree is pulling all of its energy back into its roots so that it can survive the winter. And when the spring comes, that tree does not just get its old leaves back. It gets new leaves, bigger leaves, greener leaves, stronger leaves, and it grows taller than it was the year before. You are in your winter right now. You have lost your leaves. You feel bare. You feel exposed. You feel like the cold wind is just cutting right through you. But you are not dying. You are just pulling your energy back into your roots. You are getting stronger on the inside so that when your spring comes, you are going to blossom in a way you never have before. But you have to endure the winter. You cannot skip the winter. If you try to skip the winter, you do not get the growth. You have to let the cold do its work. You have to let the silence do its work. You have to let the loneliness do its work. Loneliness is a great teacher if you let it be. Most people run from loneliness. They jump from one relationship to the next. They jump from one distraction to the next because they are terrified of being alone with their own thoughts. But when you sit in the silence, when you sit in the loneliness and you do not run from it, you start to hear your own voice again. You start to remember what you actually like. You start to remember what your own opinions are, not the opinions you adopted to please your partner. You start to reconnect with yourself. And that reconnection is the most important relationship you will ever have. Because at the end of the day, you are the only person who is guaranteed to be with you for the rest of your life. Your partner could leave, your friends could move, your family could pass away, but you are stuck with you. So you better make sure you like the person you are stuck with. You better make sure that person is strong. You better make sure that person is honest. You better make sure that person has integrity. This pain is forging that person. Think about a blacksmith. When a blacksmith wants to make a sword, they take a piece of metal and they put it in the fire. They make it red hot, and then what do? They beat on it. They strike it with a hammer over and over and over again. And then they put it in cold water to shock it. And then they put it back in the fire, and they beat on it again. And if that piece of metal could feel, it would be screaming. It would be saying, "Why are you doing this to me? This hurts. I was fine the way I was. Just leave me alone." But the blacksmith knows that if he leaves the metal alone, it will never become a sword. It will just remain a useless piece of metal. The beating is what gives it its edge. The fire is what gives it its strength. The cold water is what locks it all in. You are that piece of metal right now. You are in the fire. You are getting beaten, you are getting shocked, and you are screaming, "Why me? Why this? Why now?" But God is the blacksmith. The universe is the blacksmith, and they are turning you into a weapon. They are turning you into a force to be reckoned with. They are giving you an edge that you did not have before, because the old you would have folded, the old you would have accepted the disrespect. The old you would have compromised their values, the new you will not. The new you has been through the fire. The new you has been tested. The new you has a sword, and they know how to use it. So I need you to stop fighting the process. Stop asking God to take the pain away and start asking God what the pain is trying to teach you. There is a lesson in this. There is a gift wrapped inside this agony, but you have to be willing to unwrap it, and unwrapping it is hard. Unwrapping it means you have to look at your own flaws. Unwrapping it means you have to admit where you went wrong. Unwrapping it means you have to take accountability for your own choices, not for what they did to you. They are responsible for that, but you are responsible for what you allowed. You are responsible for the boundaries you did not set. You are responsible for the red flags you ignored. You are responsible for the times you knew you should walk away, but you stayed. Once you take ownership of your part in it, you take your power back. Because as long as you are pointing the finger and saying it is all their fault, you are making yourself a victim. And victims do not heal. Victims stay stuck. Victims stay bitter. You are not a victim. You are a student. Life is the teacher, and this is just a very hard pop quiz. Study the lesson, pass the test, move on to the next grade. I want to talk about the day they try to come back, because they always do. When you start healing, when you start glowing, when you start walking with your head up and your shoulders back, they are going to feel it. They are going to sense that you are slipping away. And the same person who kicked you to the curb is going to come knocking on your door. They are going to send that text that says, "Hey, stranger." They are going to send that text that says, "I was just thinking about you." They are going to send that text that says, "I made a mistake." And in that moment, your heart is going to skip a beat. Your addiction is going to flare up. Your brain is going to say, "See, I told you they would come back. I told you it was meant to be." I need you to be very prepared for this moment, because this is the final test. This is where you find out if you really learned the lesson or if you just memorized the words. When they come back, you have to remember how they left. You have to remember the silence. You have to remember the crying. You have to remember the way you felt when you realized it was over. Do not let a late night text erase months of pain. They are not coming back because they suddenly realized your worth. They are coming back because they are bored. They are coming back because their new situation did not work out. They are coming back because they want to see if they still have access to you. They want to know if the door is still unlocked. And when you do not respond, or when you respond with a cold, firm boundary, they are going to be shocked. They are going to be shocked because they are used to you being waiting right there, like a loyal puppy dog. But you are not a puppy dog. You are a lion, and lions do not respond to whistles. Lions do not beg for scraps. Lions roam freely. Lions protect their territory. You have to be the lion. You have to look at that text message and say, "You had your chance. You had your chance to treat me right. You had your chance to value me. You had your chance to choose me. And you blew it, and I am not a recycling bin. You do not get to throw me away and then come pick me up when it is convenient for you. Delete the message, block the number, keep it moving. That is how you win. That is how you take the power back permanently. Winning is not about making them jealous. Winning is not about posting a sad quote on social media, hoping they see it. Winning has nothing to do with them at all. Winning is about you looking in the mirror and being proud of the person looking back at you. Winning is about you going to sleep at night with a clear conscience because you know you did the right thing. Winning is about you waking up in the morning and actually being excited about the day because you are living it on your own terms. That is winning, and you are going to win. I know you are going to win because you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still listening to this. There is a part of you, even if it is just a tiny little flicker right now, that knows I am telling the truth. There is a part of you that knows you are meant for more than this. There is a part of you that knows this is not the end of your story. It is just a really ugly chapter, but every great book has an ugly chapter. You cannot have a victory without a battle. You cannot have a testimony without a test. You cannot have a message without a mess. This is the mess right now. But the message is coming, the testimony is coming, the victory is coming. You have to give yourself permission to be patient with the process. You did not get into this mess overnight, and you are not going to get out of it overnight. There are going to be good days, and there are going to be bad days. There are going to be days where you feel like you have completely moved on. And then you hear a song in the grocery store, and it brings you to your knees. That is normal. Do not beat yourself up for having a bad day. Having a bad day does not mean you are back at square one. It just means you are human. It means you loved hard, and loving hard is a beautiful thing. Do not ever let this experience make you cold. Do not ever let this experience make you bitter. Do not ever let this experience make you think that love is not worth it. Love is worth it. Love is the whole point of being alive. You just have to make sure you are giving your love to the right person. You have to make sure the person receiving your love has the emotional maturity to handle it. You have to make sure they have the character to protect it. Do not let one broken heart make you close your heart forever. Let it make you wiser. Let it make you stronger. Let it make you more discerning. I need you to make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel better. Right now, in this exact moment, I need you to make a decision that you are going to get through this. I need you to make a decision that you are not going to let this break you. I need you to make a decision that your future is going to be brighter than your past. Because the truth is, your life is going to go in the direction of your most dominant thought. If your most dominant thought is, I am never going to get over this, you are never going to get over it. If your most dominant thought is, everybody leaves me, everybody is going to keep leaving you, you have to change the channel in your brain. You have to start broadcasting a new signal. You have to start saying, this is hard, but I am built for this. This hurts, but I am going to survive it. This feels like the end, but it is just the beginning. You have to speak to yourself with authority. You have to command your emotions instead of letting your emotions command you. You are the boss of your own mind. You have to start acting like it. Think about all the things you have already survived in your life. Think about all the hard days you have already made it through. You have a 100% track record of surviving bad days. 100%. You have never failed to survive a bad day. And this is just another bad day. It is a really bad one. It is a cluster of really bad ones, but it is still just a day, and tomorrow is going to come, and the sun is going to come up. And you are going to put your feet on the floor, and you are going to take another step, and then another one, and then another one, and one day you are going to look back and you are going to realize that you did not just survive. You thrived, you grew, you became a completely different person, a person who does not settle, a person who knows their worth, a person who demands respect and gives it in return, a person who loves with their whole heart but keeps their keys in their own pocket. That is who you are becoming right now. The pain is the chisel, you are the masterpiece, and the artist is not finished yet. So let the pain do its job, stop resisting it, stop running from it, stop numbing it, sit with it, feel it. Let it burn through you, because on the other side of the burn is the breakthrough. On the other side of the heartbreak is the healing. On the other side of the tears is the triumph. You are in the middle of the storm right now, and it is dark, and it is loud, and it is scary. But storms do not last forever. The clouds always break, the sky always clears, and when it does, the air is going to feel different. It is going to feel clean, it is going to feel fresh, it is going to feel like a brand new start. And you are going to step out into that new air, and you are going to take a deep breath, and you are going to know deep down in your soul that you made it. You did it. You survived the thing that you thought was going to kill you, and now you are bulletproof. Do not you dare give up on yourself. Do not you dare let one person who could not see your value determine your future. They do not have that power. They never had that power. The only power they had was the power you gave them. And you are taking it back right now. You are taking your energy back. You are taking your time back. You are taking your heart back. You are taking your life back. And you are going to walk into your future with a level of confidence and self-respect that commands attention. People are going to look at you, and they are going to know that you have been through something. They are going to see it in your eyes. They are going to see it in the way you carry yourself. They are going to see a person who has been broken and put themselves back together again. And that is the most attractive energy in the world. There is nothing more beautiful than a person who knows their own worth. There is nothing more powerful than a person who has learned to love themselves after someone else failed to. This pain has a purpose. The purpose is you. The purpose is to make you into the person you were always supposed to be. So stop crying over the person who left and start getting ready for the person who is arriving. And that person is you. The best version of you is standing on the other side of this pain, just waiting for you to walk through the fire and meet them. Get up, wipe your face, square your shoulders, take a deep breath, and start walking. Your new life is waiting. Do not keep it waiting another second.